MobileTechTalk's coverage of IFA 2018 is made possible by Huawei. For more information of the products Huawei announced at IFA 2018, check the link in the video description. Hi guys, this is Craig from MobileTechTalk, and today we are looking at something special, well, something new, and I think special, the BlackBerry Key2 LE. I think we originally thought it was going to be called the Lite, but it's not, it's the LE. So what we've got here is, you can see that there's something a little bit different to the BlackBerry line, and this is it's not the red version guys, it's the Atomic version. So what we kind of start off with here is something that's a little bit more consumer focused, you know, next to the red OnePluses and the kind of striking colours that you get on the high street. Then this is obviously going to sit quite nicely on there in terms of retail stores, but because it comes in at a lower price point, it's also going to be quite good for enterprise as well, anything out with directors who are going to want the latest greatest Key2. So let's just have a quick look around the device. It's very similar. We've got a USB Type-C at the bottom with the speaker grills. We've got the same keys that you've got on the Key2, your volume rocker, your convenience key and camera key. You've got your dual cameras on the back, although they are 13 and 5 megapixel now, so they have been reduced slightly in quality, but should, and based on our not scientific testing thus far, should give you some good pictures anyway. And then obviously you have your SIM tray here. Up top you have, yes, that is a 3.5mm headphone jack. Rejoice. So you've still got one of those. And then on the front, in terms of form factor, it's almost identical to the Key2. The weight is slightly less, but we've had both of these in our hand and we can't actually put our fingers on it. It's about 10% less though, apparently. But what you can see is that it's a slightly different back. So it's still a textured back, but this is more sort of dimpled, whereas the Key2 seemed more like a faux leatherette, whereas this is a little bit more rubberized and a little like a silicone cover over the top of it. I can't tell you exactly what the material is, but it's a lovely feeling. It's quite grippy. And then you've got this, which is a little bit different for a BlackBerry, isn't it? You've got a red accent. This is the Atomic version, as I said. So you've got a red accent here around the edges, and you can also see the red accent extends to the buttons. And the most striking part about this is it also extends to in between the keys, which I think gives it a really striking look. I mean, obviously if you look at it at the side, you're going to know immediately this is something different, but from the front without that you might not. And I think that's a real positive for retail shelves. So this is going to ship towards the back end of September. It's going to run alongside Key2 in stores, and it's going to run you anything from $349 to $399 based on either a 32 or 64 gig model. They have changed the specs slightly. We're going to get a full spec rundown and check the video description for that, but it's going to be running a Snapdragon 6 series, so 636, and it's going to have 4 gigs of RAM, and then obviously different storage modes. So anywhere from sort of £100 to £200 difference from the Key2 launch price. We think that's quite competitive. It does have a few tricks up its sleeve that the Key2 doesn't have yet. So the first one, I can't necessarily show you, but I'll try, is basically app cloners. The idea is here that there's lots of people that are going to be using this device at a lower price point that'll want both enterprise and personal use in the same device. So we already know about locker, so you can lock certain aspects, so when anybody picks up your phone in the public arena, they're not getting access to all of your device's applications. But what you can do here is you can take the likes of Instagram, and you'll see you've got a little clone button at the top here. If I just zoom in a bit, oh sorry, not zoom, manually zoom, move the camera, there's the clone button. I can't do that because it's already been cloned, but essentially what you're doing is you're creating a clone of your Instagram, and you may want to use your personal account on Instagram, and then on the clone maybe use your enterprise account, and maybe then you put your enterprise account in the locker, so only you can access that, or vice versa if you're so inclined. So that's a nice little feature. The other nice little feature here is that they've got Google services built into the convenience key. So one touch brings up the Google Assistant. If you click and hold, you bring up the walkie-talkie. What's the weather like in Berlin? And you let go. Oh, I didn't do it right, but you effectively let go of the convenience key in order to deliver that speech that you've just sent to Google Assistant to attempt to get the response. So that's the walkie-talkie mode. And then if we go back and we double click, you have Google Lens. which if anybody's used Google Lens, you'll know it's a cool little gadget to use. And as it says, tap on some text and copy that text. So there's some nice little features here, and I think for the price, I think they're going to have a winner on their hands. This appeals to me as a consumer because of the color scheme and the texture. I'm not a massive fan of the Key2 texture. I am a bigger fan of this sort of texture, but it also appeals to enterprise in terms of the entry price. So they can get the security of the Key2, they can get the familiarity of a keyboard on the Key2, which a lot of enterprise clients still like, and you can get that at a 150 to 200 pound delta, so up to a $250 delta if you're in the States. So that is the BlackBerry Key2 LE, and expect to see a little bit more coverage of this on the site on mobiletechtalk.co.uk, and hit us up on Instagram if you want us to give you any more information on the BlackBerry Key2 LE. We'll catch you on the next one, guys.